Hey, what is up YouTube, and welcome to my Marincess deck profile for the December 2021 format. This deck is getting new support in the OCG, and the new support is really good. So if you guys want to see an updated deck profile when that stuff comes out, tell me down in the comments. Also subscribe to the channel and like the video, and let's begin. So for the engine cards, I played triple blue Tang. This is the best Marincess card in the deck. When this card is normal or special summon, you can send a Marincess monster from the deck to the graveyard. And when you use this card as link material, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck and add a Marincess card among them to your hand and shuffle the rest back. This is the best starter in the deck. It can also get you to your extenders by its second effect, so you always want to see this card in your opening hand. Then I played triple Seahorse. This is the second best Marincess monster. You can special summon this card to a zone a Marincess link monster points to, and on the next turn you can banish this card from the graveyard and special summon a Marincess monster from your hand to a zone a Marincess link monster points to. Then I played triple Marincess Pascalis. This is basically a Goblinburg. When it's normal summon, you can special summon a Marincess monster from your hand. It's also a level 4, which helps you make Bahamut Shark, and you can banish this card from the graveyard except the turn it was sent there to add a Marincess spell or trap from your graveyard back to your hand, which is really good for adding back your wave. For the extenders, I play triple Mandarin and one Tenya Spirit Chitana. Some people play 2 and 2, but I think playing 3 and 1 is better because you can add this card to your hand by Blue Tang's second effect, which makes the deck more consistent. The only benefit of this card is that it's a level 4, so you can make Bahamut Shark with it, but I think the consistency of playing triple Mandarin is way more important. Then I like to play a small frog engine, so I play triple Swap Frog, one Ronin Totem and one Dupe Frog. These cards help you play around Nibiru because they can make totally awesome before your 5th summon, and they're also great extenders. There's also a really cool combo I'm going to show you at the end of the video with Swap Frog and Blue Tang. I like this deck a lot because it's very similar to Salamangreat and it's very adaptable to different metas since it plays a lot of hand traps, and you can just switch those out for any format specific cards if you want. I play triple Ash, triple Effect Veiler, triple Imperm, and one Phantasme. I play one Phantasme just because I wanted to play 10 hand traps. You can play anything else instead of this, but I think Phantasme is the best option to play here since it boosts the deck's consistency. It may conflict with Impermanence sometimes, but it's not that big of a deal because you can just activate Impermanence first, and if you draw Imperm or Phantasme, you can just put it back. I think these are just the best generic hand trap to play, but you can replace these cards with any other hand traps or format specific cards. For the spells, I play double Battle Ocean. I like the second one because if they banish the first one, you have no win condition except for Access Code Talker. This card has a nice attack boost. All Marincess monsters gain 200 attack, and they also gain 600 attack for every Marincess card equipped to them. But the most important effect of this card is that any Marincess monster in your extra monster zone that used Crystal Heart as material is unaffected by card effects. When you summon a Marincess Link monster, you can equip 3 of your Marincess Link monsters from the graveyard to that monster, so you can make your boss monsters unaffected, and that's really hard to get through. Triple Signet Mining. This is self-explanatory, it's just for consistency. One Reborn. This is an extender. This card is really good for Swap Frog because it's not once per turn and it triggers on special summon. For the traps, I play triple Wave. This is basically the impermanence of the deck. If you control a Marincess Link monster, you can target a monster your opponent controls and negate its effect until the end of the turn. If you control a Link 2 or higher Marincess monster, all monsters you control are also unaffected by card effects until the end of the turn. And if you control a Link 3 or higher Marincess monster, you can activate this card from your hand. This card is a great interruption. You can add it back with your Pascalis, which is really annoying. And it's good because you don't have to set it, so they usually won't expect it. And the last card in the main deck is triple Solemn Strike. I think this is the best trap to play, going first and second. And that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, I played double Blue Slug. When this card is link summoned, you can add a Marincess monster from your graveyard back to your hand. Double Marincess Sea Angel. When this card is summoned, it searches your field spell. If you only decide to play one field spell, then also card one of this. Then I play one Crystal Heart. This card is necessary to play because your field spell requires it to make your monsters unaffected. When this card is in the extra monster zone, it's unaffected by your opponent's monster effects. So for example, it can't be Nibiru'd. If your opponent tries to attack this card, you can discard a Marincess monster from your hand to the graveyard, and it can be destroyed for that battle, and you also take no battle damage. That very rarely comes up, but if they Nibiru you, this stays on the field and then you can protect yourself that way. Then I play double Coral Anemone. Once per turn you can revive any water monster from the graveyard, and it doesn't negate its effect, so you can trigger Swap Frog. And when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a Marincess monster from your graveyard back to your hand. Both of these effects are great, you use this for every single combo, and you also need a second one for your follow-up turn. Then one Marble Rock. You can add the Marincess monster from your graveyard back to your hand once per turn, and when this card battles, you can send a Marincess monster from your hand to the graveyard, and this card can't be destroyed by that battle, and you also take no battle damage. For your 2 boss monsters, I play one Bubble Reef and one Wonder Heart. Both of these cards are great, especially the Bubble Reef. Bubble Reef you make going first, and Wonder Heart you make going second. Bubble Reef gains 600 attack every time a card is banished. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can banish a water monster from your graveyard and draw a card. This is one of the reasons why you play so many hand traps in the deck, because if you draw hand traps with this on your opponent's turn, they're useful. This also activates its first effect, so it gains 600 attack, and once per turn during your turn, you can send a water monster from your hand to the graveyard and special summon a banished Marincess monster. And when Wonder Heart battles, you can special summon all the Marincess monsters that are equipped to it, but re-equip them during the end phase, and Wonder Heart can't be destroyed that battle. And if this card is destroyed, you can special summon a Link 3 or lower Marincess monster back from your graveyard. Then I play one Splash Mage, one Transcode Talker, and I'm proxying one Access Code Talker. Sadly, in this deck, Access Code is pretty much necessary because it makes your turn 3 so much better, and it's super easy to make. If you can make Splash Mage, you can make Access Code Talker by link climbing into these two and then making Access Code. It's obviously very good for going second, and they have to be afraid every time you put two Marincess monsters on the field. And the last two cards in the extra deck are one Totally Awesome and one Bahamut Shark. Sometimes you can hard make Toad, and sometimes you need to make Bahamut Shark with your level 4s. Both of these come up a lot. It's really good to protect you from Nibiru and just give you an extra interruption overall. And also if they destroy your Toad, you can just add back Marincess monsters for follow-up. Now I will show you some basic combos to help you learn the deck. For this first combo, you only need Blue Tang in the hand. What you do is you normal summon the Blue Tang, activate its effect, send Seahorse, then you link the Blue Tang to make a Blue Slug. Then Blue Slug is going to activate, targeting this, and Blue Tang is going to activate to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add one to your hand. But let's say you miss with Blue Tang, so you add this back, and then you can special summon this card to a zone a link monster points to. So you special summon it here, to special summon Sea Angel. Sea Angel is going to add a Battle Ocean to the hand, then you can activate the Battle Ocean, link these two, make a Coral Anemone, activate its effect, revive back one of your Marincess monsters, and then link these two to make a Marbled Rock. Then Anemone is going to activate, and the Field Spell is going to activate. The Field Spell will equip all of these 3 to Marbled Rock, and Anemone is going to add you back your Blue Tang, and then you can activate Marbled Rock and add back Seahorse as well. So basically off one card you got all of this, but this is just a very basic combo. With this you basically have 0 interruptions, and this card is also not unaffected because you didn't use the Crystal Heart. So let's show you a combo where you have one extender. Let's say we do the same thing as before, so we normal summon the Blue Tang, send the Seahorse, link the Blue Tang into Blue Slug. Blue Slug adds back the Seahorse, and let's say that we actually hit the Mandarin off of our Blue Tang. Then you can special summon Seahorse, link it into Sea Angel. Sea Angel adds the Battle Ocean, the same as before. And now, because you have 2 Marincess Link monsters on the field, you can special summon this card to a zone a Link monster points to. You special it right here, and then you use these 2 to make a Crystal Heart, and then you can use these 2 to make an Anemone. Then you can activate Anemone and revive the Crystal Heart, activate a Field Spell, link these 2 to make Bubble Reef. Then again the Field Spell is going to activate, and Anemone is going to activate, giving you back Blue Tank to hand and equipping all 3 of these to your Bubble Reef. In this case I like to leave this card in the graveyard just so I can banish it with Bubble Reef to then revive this card back during the next turn, because this is the best target that Bubble Reef can revive in this instance. And in this case your Bubble Reef is actually unaffected, and when you banish during the standby phase it's going to gain 600 attack, so altogether it's going to be at 5200 attack. Most decks cannot get through this. You have to have the nodes to your Field Spell, and then for the best combo you have to have specifically Swap Frog and specifically Blue Tang. It starts the exact same way as before, with normal summoning your Blue Tang and sending your Seahorse, linking the Blue Tang into a Blue Slug, adding back the Seahorse, and then right here we are actually not going to special summon the Seahorse. We're going to use Swap Frog, discarding the Seahorse, and special summon Swap Frog, then going to activate and send another Swap Frog to the graveyard. Then we can link these 2 to make an Anemone, then we can use Anemone, revive back the Swap Frog, activate Swap Frog, send Ronin Totem, then we activate Swap Frog's second effect, it bounces itself back to the hand, and then we can revive Ronin Totem by banishing the first Swap Frog. Then we link these 2 to make a Crystal Heart, then Anemone is going to trigger to add us back the Seahorse, then you can special summon the Seahorse and link it into your Sea Angel. Sea Angel adds the Field Spell, then you can activate the Field Spell, link these 2 into Marbled Rock, the Field Spell activates and equips all of these. And then you can activate Marbled Rock, add one of your Marincess cards back to hand, and then use Swap Frog, discard it, special summon itself, and send the last and final Swap Frog to the graveyard, which you can then banish to again revive the Ronin Totem, and then you can make Totally Awesome with these 2 right here. This gives you an unaffected Marbled Rock plus Totally Awesome. And also remember, with all of these combos you have plus 3 cards in your hand, which can be strikes, it can be hand traps, it can be other cards to give you more interruptions. And then on the opponent's turn you can activate Totally Awesome, detach, and special summon the Dupe Frog from the deck. That's it for the combo segment. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below what you guys would like to change about the deck. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.